Hello and welcome to Left Coast Live. It is Tuesday, April 7th, 2026. I am your host, Deter McBusiness, America's favorite white Anglo-Saxon Protestant, gone left coastal. Joined as always by my wonderful, brilliant co-host, Stat Pat, stateless patriot of the Central Valley. We are California lefties talking to you about national politics, and tonight will be a particular focus on foreign policy. Stat Pat, did Trump's threat of annihilation work, or was this just going to happen anyway, or is there some other explanation for what's going on?
Well, it definitely worked on a lot of people because we have more calls than ever um, to invoke the 25th Amendment and basically force his removal from office. When it comes to Iran, I mean, probably not. Like they've been calling his bluffs every step of the way, and I I think they knew that he was going to chicken out. I'm trying to, because this just happened today, right? So
Right.
we have different parties involved with the actual negotiations of the ceasefire. It's going to be for 2 weeks, and I believe Pakistan was heavily involved with it. When it comes
Yes,
to
Pakistan brokered it, yes.
yeah, when it comes to his threats, he's just he's just lost his mind. He needs to go. He doesn't have the power that he thinks he has. It's degraded. His mind is degrading. Um, he just wants to feel like he's in control, and he's not, and so he's going to lash out in every way he can. But I don't think his um, threats should be just ignored. It's still very much clear that he was threatening to commit mass genocide, violating international law, and potentially using nukes. Like I think that was like seriously on the table and a big possibility. And there are a lot
Yeah.
of things that pointed to that possibility, like the rearranging of the military, the firing of multiple generals and top senior military officials, and not to mention um, just like social media accounts kind of teasing as well, like the White House teasing it, and you know, saying that he's going to erase an entire civilization is just like it's going to make people on edge, like obviously, but when it comes down to it, and a lot of people were losing their minds over it and expressed deep concerns, and like obviously it's nothing to fuck with. Like nuclear war is like obviously like a big fucking long-standing shared collective fear that people have. Um, but when it comes down to it, I do think that even the most hardline lunatics
Yeah.
um, understand the consequences. Like if the U.S. or Israel struck Iran with a nuke, then the first thing that would happen is maybe Pakistan, who does not like Israel and is a nuclear power and is friends with Iran, would be like, okay, Israel, you're done. Boom, nuke. And then Israel with the Samson option, the Samson doctrine, which is basically like, okay, if our existence is jeopardized, like immediately jeopardized, we're just gonna take the entire fucking world with us. We're going to launch every nuke we have at every target that we have around the world, and it's game over. It was. I mean, that's kind of how close we were, and that's still not out of the question. At least uh, further down the line, at some point in the future, because Israel is the probably the biggest threat um, in the world right now. But it's nice to see that Trump chickened out like he always does.
Right. Yeah, Trump really. I mean, I don't know if he chickened out this time. It looks good for him. I was thinking he's going to get a positive bump in the polls because of this.
Well, that's the thing. Like both sides are going to be like, "Hey, we got exactly what we wanted, and we won and everything." But right now, Iran leaders and everything are gloating super hard. They got like they're telling because there was a 10-point plan, right? Like when this conflict started, when Israel and the U.S. began striking them, initiating the war, eventually got to the point where Iran proposed a 10-point plan, which included total cessation of hostilities. We get to control the strait now, and you need to like basically pay us reparations for the damage that you've done to our infrastructure and everything. And a handful of points. They're now telling their people that they won the war. They
Hmm.
defeated the Western beasts, so to speak, and that the U.S. and Trump have been defeated, and they got what they wanted, and they're going to follow the deal. They actually reached a deal, and they're going to abide by this 10-point plan. Or, to quote them directly, "Our fingers on the trigger if anything were to go out of place, or if they tried anything again." So who knows? It's been a very tense past 48 hours, that's for sure. Archer Bluth, thank you for joining. I wonder if this will mark a shift away from listening to Israel. Well, Israel's not going to like that. And honestly, this does all hinge on what they are going to do.
You know what this
March
means?
Flower. Damn, I'm almost willing to fight for you, fellow goys.
What does
Uh,
he think?
I've learned more and more. Would like to share it with you. We're dealing with the Nazis. We never
National.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
Nazis that
Okay.
we never defeated in World War II. Fair 1861 saw them take out Lincoln as well. It's long game. I mean, maybe not. I do know that the Zionist project dates back to the 1890s, and the Rothschilds were actually very, very heavily involved with that.
Imagine
Um,
that.
yeah. Wouldn't you know it? Them and the British Empire. Um,
Yeah,
but
people
yeah,
should check out the YouTube videos on the Rothschilds. It's actually kind of amazing
hmm
that they've lasted as long as they have because there's some really good ones that
yeah.
explain how they were making money on both sides of wars, like in 20 different wars over the course of a few hundred years. Um, Kind of amazing that one family has that much power.
Yeah,
Um,
it's absolutely insane. They still have just massive influence. I mean, Jeffrey Epstein, in the emails that were dropped back in January, one of them revealed that he was talking to Peter Thiel, and he said, "Well, you should know, I happen to represent the Rothschilds." So it's all it's all very much tied. Hey, hockey.
yeah, I'm setting up my screen for later.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, okay, yeah. Again, it's the French and British who backed the Confederates, as it's the Prussian Empire that saved the Union North. The
What?
no. So my understanding of the Civil War is that the Confederates were desperate for international support, but they never got it because of slavery, and the French and British had abolished it. So I think all of
Yeah.
Western Europe had abolished it effectively,
hmm
and that the Confederates, that's how they felt like that was the only way they were gonna win the Civil Wars, by getting some kind of foreign intervention with resources, kind of like how we got in the Revolutionary War with the French.
hmm
Um, okay. Yeah. So, I mean, what a mess. It's still a huge
hmm
distraction from the Epstein files. It's just like,
Yeah.
it's going to take 10 years to clean up this mess. I mean, the thing is, like, if this war ends, whoever the next president is, there's going to be like a call for like reparations for Iran or something like that, for the Iranian citizens. Um,
Yeah.
it seems like, we're going to have to play restitution. I
Yeah.
mean, or not. I don't know. Usually
I
America gets out of these things pretty easily.
Yeah, I mean, I strongly doubt that the U.S. or Israel is going to abide by any of the points in the deal. I mean, I don't know if this was like legitimate or not, but there were images and stories going around of Iranian citizens basically showing up and like hands in lock with one another at various power plants in Iran and notable
Yes.
bridges as
Right.
well, basically in defiance of the United States. It's like, oh, you want to destroy all our infrastructure, all our like crucial, you know, cause us economic harm and shit. Well, you're gonna have to commit some war crimes and violate some human rights in order to do so. Like we're like this notion that's just been consistently perpetuated by Trump and the Trump administration that the Iranians see us as liberators and shit. It was like that any good faith that the Iranians had or might have had was done away with pretty fucking early on in
Right.
this conflict. So it's remarkable to see. Like those people are far braver than fucking any American,
Yeah.
honestly.
Imagine that both world wars were instigated by Zionists to reestablish Israel, and they now seek a third for the Greater Israel Project. Then he quotes a bunch of authors. I don't know about that. Both world
Maybe
wars being instigated by Zionists. Don't think.
I think it's a lot
I
more
don't think
complicated.
either. I don't think either
It's
world
more
war was
complicated than
instigated
that.
by Zionists. I
No,
mean, World War II was pretty clear white
yeah,
man racism. I mean, the Germans
yeah,
thought of themselves as racially superior to the Poles, and they needed to prove that they were racially superior to the Russians. That was the goal.
yeah,
That's why the Nazis lost World War II, was because of their cultural connection to needing to beat the Russians. It was always about getting to
yeah.
Moscow, and they couldn't help themselves.
Yeah.
It's ironic because they could have had continental Europe if they had just let go of Russia and let go of the UK.
I wouldn't doubt that. Like obviously, like Zionism might have had something to do with it, but everybody. There's definitely money to be made. I wouldn't doubt that at all. Like, and then obviously you had War is a Racket. I forget who authored that. And Dwight D. Eisenhower in his farewell address talking about how war is a racket, and if you're not careful, it can become like the military industrial complex. He mentioned that specifically. But
Okay,
honestly,
so
like
these aren't authors. Sorry, Marshflower. Thank you for pointing that out. These are actually like agreements and stuff like that, and treaties
right,
and
yeah,
whatnot.
I remember the Balfour. I recognize the Balfour Declaration and the Nakba's
Yeah, this
the
guy
genocide.
Marshflower, you need to get your own show. Even the Ukraine war is is Zionist strategy to put pin Russia back so Zionists can land grab what they can. Same play, different day. Interesting.
I don't
Okay.
know about that because like that would
Yeah,
I
I
mean
don't
that
know
would
about that either.
imply that would imply like the Zionists are working hand in hand with Russia, and I mean every step of the way was like it's just blood and soil shit. Like
Right.
you cannot. The thing is, this goes for World War II as well. You cannot underestimate the ego of the hyper nationalists. I mean, this goes for Trump. This goes for Netanyahu. This goes for Hitler. This goes for Vladimir Putin. These are bloodthirsty imperialists who see everybody who isn't them or um, aligned with them either biologically or even like theologically as inferior. You know, these are men of conquest. These are men of huge egos, and they hate being told no, and they hate losing. It's really that fucking simple. You know,
Yeah.
and um, if it means making a whole bunch of money in the process, that uh,
Why not?
that's yeah, that's like
Capitalism. Capitalism
yeah,
at its best is war.
more often
War
than that,
is capitalism at its best.
that is the bottom line. And they surround themselves by capitalists who want to make money off of their territorial ambitions,
Right.
off of their, hyper nationalism, um, their desire for conquest.
Yeah.
It's been going on for decades and decades now. I mean,
Good to
fucking
see a big tree
centuries.
hugger. Thank you for the solidarity. Yeah,
Yeah,
troubling times. I mean, I'm
big
pretty
time.
numb. Let's just talk. Let's just check in about your feelings here. I mean,
Yeah,
I'm pretty numb. Like nothing shocks me anymore because
that's
I'm
me
older
too.
now. Like I'm in my 40s, like in my 40s, and
Hmm.
you know, I'm like I've seen it before. I've seen this message before. Like when we were in the early stages of W's second term, I was like, this is just
Hmm.
gonna suck until he's out.
Yeah,
I was like, this is just
no,
gonna suck until he's out. I wasn't afraid of democracy imploding when W was in office, but I know how the cycles work. And I got into it a little bit recently with somebody online because they were like, my hunch is a Republican's going to win in 2028. I'm like, come on, dude. You don't understand pendulum swings. No, this is just like 2008
no,
all over again. And, it'll be that way.
yeah,
Your
yeah.
your framing looks good now, by the way.
Oh, good, 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 good. Yeah, just making sure it's aligned and everything. Yeah, I agree. I'm pretty numb to it as well. I will say though, with this recent flare up in Trump's comments, um, we're about to fucking wipe an entire civilization off the earth, never to return again. It's just like, what are they planning?
Right.
What exactly, like, we do have nuclear bombers or nuclear capable bombers in the region. They've been deployed for a minute now, and it's like, I know it's just posturing, but it's like we would just be moments away. Um,
Right.
and so, like, even though it's like, oh well, if it happens, it happens. I've definitely become numb to it. Especially compared to fucking a little over a year ago now since he took office. Um, I couldn't help, today, yesterday, going through the scenarios. Like, wow, what if like they actually fucking do it? What if they drop a nuke on Tehran? And like, what would the? Because I do believe that these people are crazy enough to fucking do it and just don't care, because these are death cultists. These
Yeah.
people, we are literally governed by people who only live for the end. People who are true believers.
And the
True believers,
rapture.
yes, in the sense that, like, well, nothing on this earthly plane that I do matters. Let's just cut to the end so I can see paradise for
Oh
eternity.
man.
It really, that's
Yeah,
really
see,
all
when
this
and when
fucking
you
comes
get
down
going like
to.
this, it calls into mind like my Who Are MAGA Bible Beater episodes. And just so people
Hmm.
know, I did 3 essays
Hmm.
on the Bible beaters, and there's Confederate flag wavers, there's Bible beaters, and there's gun nuts. That makes up MAGA. And I did 1 episode on the Confederate flag wavers, 1 episode on the gun nuts, and 3 on the Bible beaters because I understand and know them so well, and I felt obligated to explain them in detail using their own text.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, you're so right about them thinking that this life sucks and
Hmm.
I'm going to get what I want in the next life. So let's hurry up and
Yeah.
get there anyway. Like they
Hmm.
welcome death in a weird way.
Yeah.
It's a very strange, morbid, existence. But
It's
I got to tell you,
disgusting.
what do you expect? Like
Yeah.
these are the least educated, least experienced, least well traveled, least culturally exposed people in the
Yeah.
country. Like very
Yeah.
few
Like,
people have like traveled more than 100 miles away from where they grew up, for example. Or if they did, it was for a football game when they were in high school, and then they came back from it. You know what I mean?
right.
Like, wasn't like a real trip, and
Yeah.
they're just not culturally enlightened.
Right.
Yeah, so this is the other one. Trump is treason. Look it up. One of my colleagues are shouting at Trump as he scurries by. Yeah, so treasonous Trump trash terrorists, or is the language that I want to use.
Hmm.
No one is calling No one is invoking like white trash fascism like what I am. No one on the left is still calling for like the aggro fuck you politics that I've been calling for years now. Big tree
Yeah.
hugger. I am absolutely terrified for Iran. I have been throwing up all day. I feel powerless, but I'm praying for Iran. I hope you haven't actually been throwing up all day, because,
Yeah, it's
I
rough.
mean, get ready for it. Like, this is the beginning of the war. We're at the beginning of the war, guys, and the war is
Yeah.
going to be 40 years long. Okay?
Yeah.
A 40-year war beginning in 2028, going all the way to 2068. If you know your American history, you know how important the year 1968 was to our history. Well, that's the new goal. Is 1968, the Republican Party as we know it today does not exist. That's the war.
Yeah.
Okay? Like,
Yeah.
buckle up. I was in a meeting not too long ago with some strategists, and people, like, some people got emotional and pissed off, and I'm like, yeah, go ahead, vent, let it out. And it's like, let's put it to use. How do we
Yeah.
make that into political productivity?
Yeah.
But I'm
I
still not satisfied with what's out there. Everyone's making a big deal of AOC calling for an arms ban to Israel. It's not big enough for me. For me, it's no more weapons, no more money for a hunt to Israel for 100 years. See you next century.
hmm Yeah.
I attended one of the last No Kings and all the MAGA morons. Whatever. Yeah, I mean, they're gonna show. It's funny. I didn't see any videos of MAGA trash showing up to the No Kings rallies. Yes, I have. Is my oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, try to hydrate then if you're throwing up. Get
I
some sugar. Get some
I
sugar.
totally get it. It is nauseating. I mean, just the perspective, just the potential of something that drastic breaking out. You know, um, because we really are governed by modern day crusaders. I mean, Hegseth himself is like, you know, fucking absolute lunatic. Absolutely should not be there. But he's a true believer. He believes. I think even like fucking. I think his department or something, or maybe his church or something
Who's this?
tied to him. Pete Hegseth,
Oh yeah, yeah.
something associated with him, held some sort of Easter thing, but it was Protestants only.
Oh,
It's just like
that's
God
funny.
damn, dude. Yeah, I mean, and the more I think about it, it's like God damn, Protestants really are the worst, are they? Because like
Yes.
they can just justify whatever the fuck they want because like it's when they broke off from Catholicism. Catholicism is all about like faith alone isn't it won't won't get you to heaven. Uh, it's what you do while you're here. You know,
Right. Good
your
works.
actions. Yeah, your
Right.
works. Yes,
Right.
faith without works is dead. I think is the actual mantra. I guess you can call it. And so it's like you're basically godless,
Hmm.
but like you weaponize the name of God for your ventures,
Here's another one for you,
and
Marsh Flower.
commit atrocities.
It's Confederate Christianity,
Hmm
Confederate Christian nationalism. The
hmm
Confederacy lives. It's
Yeah.
the Confederacy of conservatism.
hmm
Bring back the term Confederacy. It's fucking beautiful. We already
hmm
know what it is. We know it's evil. That's what the Republican Party is. The
Yeah.
Confederacy. And we got to conquer that shit. We got to
Yeah.
crush that shit. Enough.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. But it
Oh,
is
good. You like
disheartening.
that, Marsh Flower? Yeah, I know. I know you would. I know you'd like that. Take it with you, man. Just make sure you give me credit. But I wish people talk like me.
Yeah.
The thing that I watch out for in strategists is the testing thing. It's like, oh, we haven't tested that. We haven't tested that. I'm like, well, there is some creativity involved here, guys. There is
Yeah.
like a little bit of artistic quality that happens when you're talking about communication,
Yeah.
and it's no. Oh, good. Yeah, don't take credit for it. Yeah, just give me credit and get them on my channels and to get them to subscribe because I could use the exposure.
hmm
Um, Our show is so much better than the majority of shit out there that's like us. It's so funny. Like I
Yeah,
see so much crap, um,
yeah,
and just like the moderates and the liberal channels, those are the ones that really drive me
yes.
nuts.
Oh
Like the
my
moderates and
God.
the liberals keep talking about the progressives as if we're like wrong, as if we're the nuisance. It's like, dude, we've
Yeah,
been right about everything.
literally,
We've
yes.
been
Like
right about everything,
and everyone's
especially you.
yeah.
Especially you being the reason that this fucking all happened.
This,
Because the left failed to deliver. They didn't
yeah.
deliver, man. They didn't
They're all
deliver when they
just.
had power. I hear so many people complaining about like how
Hmm.
they're not gonna show up and vote, um, no matter what in 2028 or this that and the other thing, like different channels. I won't get into who they are, but
Hmm.
I'm like, you know, what happened to Obama? People are
Hmm.
acting as if like Obama didn't have the White House for 8 years and didn't enter the White House with majorities in both houses of Congress,
Yeah.
and he fucking did, and he didn't deliver. Like,
Yeah.
and that was a big reason why Trump won.
And
And
the thing is with all these neoliberals is they don't get that like the bar doesn't have to be that fucking low. Like
right,
I know that Trump is horrible. He's the worst president that this country has ever had by a fucking country mile. But like it doesn't matter that he makes Obama look like FDR or fucking
right.
Lincoln for crying out loud. The bar should not be that low to begin with.
Well, it's still bumming me out. Like we have to like do eggshells about Obama, and I'm like,
Yeah.
dude. Other than the Iran nuclear deal, like
His
I
best
don't really,
achievement.
yeah, I don't really agree. I have notes on it, like that I took recently. But
Yeah.
let's deal with Obama. Let's deal with Obama really quick. Um,
Like
I mean,
the point. The point is,
He killed Osama bin Laden. He doubled the
mhm.
market. He did hedge our offshore oil drilling, but Trump flipped that over.
He was great with the
Um,
EPA.
yeah, it was good with the except a lot of people I know that worked with the EPA under Obama said that they were a pain in the ass. They were
I
super
bet.
arrogant.
Yeah.
But the biggest thing was the ACA, and it's like, dude, we got
Yeah.
the ACA instead of a real healthcare system.
No, that's
Like, come on,
that's
man.
so frustrating. And like I saw an article
And he
recently.
didn't
I
codify
forget.
Roe. They didn't
Yeah.
codify Roe versus Wade like when they could have.
What's up, Thunderbird? Obama only had supermajority for 10 months. Isn't that? Yeah, it's a damn shame. It's a goddamn shame.
Well, yeah, that's true because of the special election of Ted Kennedy.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
Ted
that's
Kennedy,
right.
Scott Brown got elected, but that's still a lot of time. Your first 18 months in
Hmm.
office are what determines the rest of it. It's like sailing. Like
Yes.
you got to get off to a good start. If you don't get off to a
Yeah.
good start, you're fucked.
Yeah. I
And then
think
you end
with
up doing what
most.
W does. What W did, and a lot of presidents do, is they end up focusing on foreign policy because they say, "Oh well, I guess I can't get anything done with the Capitol Hill, so I might as well just go to foreign policy where I have more power."
Yeah.
It's tale as old as time.
I mean, and the thing is, like with most presidents, the majority of what they do get done in their term is within that first year.
Right.
Fucking, you know, because it's with the left, it's about policy. With progressives, it's about policy. We've been right about everything at every step of the way for the longest time now. You know, you're always right too early. But according to like
Yeah.
strategists and Democratic insiders and consultants to the consultant class and shit, according to USA Today, the Democrats need a new strategy. They need to get hotter.
Yeah.
They
Sex appeal.
like okay, yeah, what? More
No.
attractiveness? That's what's going to sway voters. You
No, we
know,
need people who say fuck you to Chuck Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries
we need
and Jim Clyburn.
we need Democrats to say, "I'm going to give you health care." Period. End of story. I'm not going to be bought out by super PACs. I'm not going to be bought out by corporations and shit. I'm not going to be bought out by the insurance companies. I'm not going to be bought out by Israeli lobbyists and shit.
Seems that whoever is elected in the U.S. is whoever APAC thinks will serve Israel the best. Biden, Obama,
Exactly.
Bush, Trump, they all served Israel above the U.S. Yeah, but
Yeah.
that's systemic. I think it
Yeah.
would have been the case for
Yeah.
any of those presidents.
Yeah.
Obama was Obama, don't forget, was senator for 25 months, then he became
Yeah.
president.
And
So he wasn't,
and out
he
of
didn't
those
go in, and he
four,
didn't go in with a, and that wasn't a big talking point back in those days. Getting rid of
back
APAC wasn't a big talking point back in those
yeah,
days. It is
and
now.
now it is since October 7th and the resulting
What up,
genocide.
Kev?
But like out of those four though, Obama was the least bad on Israel at
Yeah,
the very least. You know, like they
yeah,
did
but
not.
it's still, it's just, it's no,
But
I'm
it's
not gonna
systemic
fault.
though, like 100%.
Obama has made a lot more other mistakes for me to get upset about his relationship with Israel.
Hmm.
The one that I can't forgive is Biden. Biden in Israel, and then he handed that to Kamala, and or Kamala, however the fuck you say her name,
Hmm.
and she didn't, say that she would do anything differently, and it cost her the fucking election.
Yeah,
So it's like, listen to the people who have been right about a lot of things, and some of the establishment leftists are people who are upset about Jasmine Crockett losing, like, need to understand that we can do better
yeah,
than people who take crypto money and then people take APAC money. And she did. It was a long time ago, but she still took it.
right.
And she wasn't as anti-Zionist as we need to be.
Yeah,
And
I mean,
that's another buzzword that's going to catch on is anti-Zionism.
yeah,
People are
you
going
go,
to be unapologetically anti-Zionist for the
yeah.
next 50 years.
If you go on Twitter, there's actually like more than ever. It's mostly because it's just in response to Hassan Piker because he's another one of those progressives who's too right about everything, like too correct, and liberals hate it because they can't counter it, and so they have
So
to
they
smear
smear
him
him.
and shit. Yeah, yeah,
Yep.
100%. Yeah, um, in a lot of these same types were they were on the Kamala on the Kamala train about like they're like, oh well, now this will be happening if we vote for Kamala. Like I vote for Kamala. This doesn't fucking mean that I have to fucking accept her or uh i- accept candidates like her. Like shit. Like um people like the K Hive and shit. They want to like front as like girl power, girl boss, feminists, and all this shit. It's just like under her vice presidency, which she did nothing to change the trajectory of when it came to Biden and his approach towards Israel. They allowed the murder of thousands of women and girls in Gaza.
Right.
Palestinian mothers actually had to have C-sections performed on them without anesthesia. It's not very feminist, is it?
No, I wouldn't think so. I wouldn't say so.
So it's
I would
like
not say so.
it's like, who gives a fuck who the candidate is, what race, what gender, whatever. Like if she can actually stand up against crony capitalism, corruption, and pack money and big money influence, especially if it comes from a political action committee that is representing a foreign government that is violating human rights and committing genocide, then
Right.
like I mean, that should be the bare minimum. And I've said this multiple times to people I've fucking gotten in spats with online and shit. Whether it be like third wave Democrats or neoliberals and blue MAGA types, it's like if Democrats aren't going to draw the line at genocide, which it is a genocide, multiple like legitimate fucking organizations globally and within Israel itself call it a genocide. If Democrats can't even denounce that or withhold their support for the country that's carrying it out, what the fuck makes you think they're going to hold Trump accountable or uh, actually stand for democracy as it stands? You know,
Yeah. No,
it's that
there's no
simple.
reason to think that they would.
Yeah, it's just so fucking frustrating. I'm so tired of liberals, dude.
I know, and that's my whole thesis: is there is no such thing as liberal anymore. There's only neoliberal.
Like Republicans are
Um,
so fucking easy to go after, but not even liberals can do it in effect. And in an effective enough way compared to progressives and leftists and shit. And there's just so
Yeah.
much resentment because it's like you can't mess with the money. You can't like actually challenge the status quo. You can only think of ways to like one up or own Republicans and conservatives and shit. It's like this is a systematic disease. It's not just like outsmarting them because it's like no shit, everybody's fucking smarter than Republicans. It's
Yeah.
dismantling the system that makes them even viable as a party to begin with. But the
Right.
Democrats don't want that. They worry too much about bipartisanship because there's some good Republicans. There's Republicans that we can work with. There's some good ones. There's some non-MAGA types.
Oh, I hate that
You know,
shit.
yeah. It's like, why would you want to salvage this party that allowed people like Trump and his base to flourish?
Yeah. Well, and that's one of the things that I worry about with what's going to happen with the Democratic Party is there's going to be this influx of anti-MAGA conservatives, and then there's going to be this
Mm-hmm.
force that tries to
Gatekeeps.
persuade people to accommodate them.
Yep.
And the
I.
message is no, you're new here. Shut your fucking mouth for the next few cycles and
Mm-hmm.
vote Democrat, and you will be included. And you need to completely overhaul the way you think about the relationship between government and citizen because you're just wrong.
Yes, like the purpose of the neoliberals and the blue MAGA Democrats is to keep shifting the Overton window to the right. Like they say, "Oh, we're a big tent party and shit." Well, that means, oh yeah, let's welcome in these ex MAGA types, these non MAGA Republicans. You know,
Yeah.
instead of anti genocide, anti um, international law violators, people who actually stand for civil rights, not progressives, not socialists like Hassan Piker. That's apparently too poison. That's too toxic for us.
Yes, Alex, Windy City Darters. Are you from Chicago, Alex? Great town. I was there in August.
Yeah,
Yeah,
too
and so
true.
is Pep Talks is from Chicago. He's actually in Kat Abagazela's district, so he was getting a lot of press for that. She fucked up that relationship though.
Mm.
Cons going lib mode, laughed out loud. Yeah, yeah, exactly. That's what I'm talking about, dude. Is now we're infected with all these anti-MAGA conservatives, and there's gonna be we gotta make them feel comfortable. No,
Yeah,
fuck that. No,
yeah,
they're gonna be comfortable in a few years when we win some elections and start undoing the damage that they have caused. They still voted for him.
yes, yeah. I mean, it's like
They
too
have to
little.
earn respect. You got to earn respect.
Yeah, it's like people like Tucker Carlson and Marjorie Taylor Greene and whoever else the fuck, like even Alex Jones at this point. It's like too little, too late. You
Yeah,
know, like
yeah.
you want to ride this gravy train for as far
I
as you
still
can
don't
take it,
see.
and you,
I still
and
don't hear in similar terms. Like I don't hear anybody saying white trash fascists. I don't hear anybody
hmm
calling them, fascists, Nazis, like,
hmm
idiots, bullies, and
oh yeah,
cowards. All of the
like
buzzwords that you know. Like the one thing that I think that, somebody needs the word that I'd like to hear used to describe what we do with regretful MAGA trash is punishment.
mm,
Like, and I saw when Hassan was on the I've Had It podcast, like, there was an indication, it was a very small moment that they kind of overlooked. But yeah, it's not about just like, what are we going to do when we have power? It's like, what are we going to do to have power to make sure this never happens again? We got to
yes,
like talk about our education system. Kids of the next
yes,
generation need to be educated about what happens and what conservatism has done to this country for the
yeah.
last 60 years.
No, exactly, and that should be the litmus test when it comes down to it. How is the next president from the Democratic Party going to fundamentally change this country in a way that demonstrates that MAGA types cannot be allowed near power. They cannot. They don't have a place in our society. Like it's that fucking serious.
Yeah,
Not only that, but punish those within the Trump administration who not only committed mass atrocities and shit,
yeah.
but
Prosecute
also
MAGA.
prosecute them. Yeah,
Yeah.
that should be the standard. Um, it should
So it's
not be.
abolish ICE, abolish APAC, prosecute MAGA, pack the court, and tax the rich.
It
Those are
should
the negatives.
it should not be another Biden. It should not be going back to business as usual.
No.
Like people, especially like Democratic voters, people who are like actually like loyal Democrats, vote blue no matter who. They should be asking a lot more out of their candidates because it should not just be someone who's going to bring sanity back. Because like literally anybody would be better than Trump. Even fucking JD Vance would be a major improvement. Fucking leadership under him, as fucking horrible as that would be, since he's like tied up with the tech feudalist dark enlightenment types. But like fuck, man, like God, voters need to ask much more out of their fucking candidates. And then you put up a comment on screen, but I didn't get it. Big Tree Hugger. Okay. Never Trumpers, former Republicans attacking Sonpeg are angry because their plan is to take over the Democratic Party and turn it into MAGA light. Hassan is seen as an obstacle to their plans. I couldn't fucking agree more, and I wish more people would see it that way.
Yeah, I'm wondering. I'm wondering if what's going to happen with that, and what's going to be like. Like people are, I don't know. I mean, the media really lets you down, and I hate the media as a
Big
term. It should
time.
be. Are you talking about independent media? Are you talking about mainstream media, corporate media? Because Status Quo News is trying to do good work,
They're
right?
great.
Midas Touch is trying to do good work,
They're all right.
but no one's really asking. People like AOC, and we should talk about her too. But
Hmm.
what do we do with MAGA once we have power again? Like, how do we treat them?
Well, the problem with it, like a lot of mainstream media right now, is
They're focused on the war,
well, they're
and they're
trying to.
focused on the Epstein files, and they're not looking. There's no new
They're not
leadership. Like, how has
they-
Graham Plattner not been on Meet the Press yet?
because he's anti-Israel and anti-genocide and shit, and can't have that. And not to mention, I mean, all these outlets and shit are trying to same wash Trump
Right,
because it's there's a few prongs to the issue of that. It's like they're not they're still treating him with way too much legitimacy. They're trying to make it seem like
yes,
he's not fucking out of his mind. It's like, oh well, Trump said this, and here's what the implications might be for this and that. Some people might disagree or whatever. It's just like this is a fucking lunatic.
right,
You might as well be giving you might as well be lending credence to the fucking twacked out schizo fucking who hasn't showered in 2 years and screaming from the gutter. Like fucking
right,
just people aren't taking it seriously enough, especially in the mainstream media.
yeah.
Yeah, and
No, they're not.
CBS News is especially bad now because um, owned by the Ellisons now, and they're
Yes,
trying to make it seem more, trying to broadcast more patriotic shit because it's the 250th year, to the anniversary of the founding of the United States, and obviously Ellison is friends with Trump and shit, and they put Barry fucking Weiss as the editor in
I
chief,
know.
and Peter Attia is there as well. I forget what his role in CBS News is now, but he is was best buddies with Jeffrey Epstein, and so it's just fucking
Isn't
it's
this the truth though? Trump is good for ratings.
yeah,
I used to watch Morning Joe in the mornings to see where the baby boomer
the worst.
neoliberals are
Yep.
at, just to understand the baseline of what I'm working with on that day and how they're processing the news.
Yeah,
And I can't do more than 10 to 15 minutes of that shit now.
I
I
totally get
really
it.
can't do it. I mean, I listened like when I can listen to a couple of minutes of Trump, and because I need to know what the fuck our president is saying, so
Yeah.
that I can deal with this shit on here. But then, like the way that they pass it around and the shit that they say, and it's so many former Republicans. People say MS Now is like the left network. It's like Joe Scarborough was a Republican. Nicole Wallace worked for
Yeah.
John McCain and in the W administration. You know, like
Give me a break.
Daniel Steele was the chairman of the RNC for 10 years or something like that.
For real, these are all
Like, yeah,
Republicans.
there's MS Now is littered with Republicans. It's
Hmm.
gross, man. It's gross.
Yeah, the only
Anyway,
guy worth a shit on there is Chris Hayes.
yeah, Chris Hayes is all right.
Lawrence
Um,
O'Donnell's okay too, I suppose.
well, I mean, whatever happened to what's her name, Rachel Maddow?
I think
Like,
she's
I
still on
mean,
there, isn't she?
she only does it like once a week now. It's really weird. It's like
Oh,
doesn't. Yeah, it's stupid. I don't even
yeah.
know what. Like when someone
She was
bought MS
okay,
Now
I
when they
guess.
spun it off, it's like, what's really the value here? Like,
Yeah,
what is really the value? Is it your people? Is it your
yeah,
on-camera personalities? Because no, it's not. You could replace you could replace every on-camera personality that MS Now has
yeah,
and with like successful online YouTubers, and
yeah.
that media network would get way more viewership and be way more valuable than
Hmm.
anything out there on the left or even the center.
No, for real. Like, give Sam. Well, I know the majority of the report crew wouldn't take up the offer, but like giving Sam Cedar a show would be pretty huge because they're
Yeah, you give
excellent. But
Cedar
like,
a show, you give Kalinsky a show, you probably give
like
Vosh a show. Oh, apparently Vosh is very problematic. Did you know that? I mean, I
oh,
know he's got that controversy, the old controversy, but apparently
I've know about
a
that.
lot of black people think he's anti-black.
No, it's I. That's no. I
I
don't.
mean, I think it was just because of how much he hated Jasmine Crockett, but it's
That
like,
that was yeah. It was. It's that same shit that we talked about before. Like it doesn't matter who it is. Like if your policies are lackluster, if your campaign is lackluster,
right,
if you don't have the sauce compared to who you're running against in the primary,
right.
it doesn't fucking matter. Like yeah, yeah,
And that's why I
um,
felt bad for the Crockett fans because they're all like, "Oh, she ran a great campaign." Like, no, she fucking didn't. She didn't run a good campaign. That is
no,
not what a good campaign looks like.
right,
Just look at the sound bites. She was
yeah,
always talking about herself.
yes,
You got to talk about the voters. You got to talk about the constituents. I love this state. This state is more diverse than most
hmm
states. We got the Latinos, we got the blacks, we got the whites. We're all getting along. We got Native
hmm
American reservations that people love to go gamble on. You know, shit like that. Like
yeah,
showcase Texas. You
hmm
know, I
and
mean
she didn't do
Texas
that.
is a big deal, dude. Texas
Yeah,
is the man. That's the big tamale is Texas. If we could flip Texas blue,
that'd be amazing. Yeah,
wouldn't
I mean,
that be something?
when it comes to MSNBC or MS now that it's called,
Vosh has some
sub-
suburban tendencies. That's pretty funny. Thank you, Kevin.
yeah, he uh when it comes to MS now, like he mentioned Kyle Kalinske getting a show on there, and because his thing has always been, I don't take money from advertisers. You'll never see me shilling anything. You'll never see advertisements on the show. So I don't think he could ever do something like that. Not to mention with the frequency of which he cusses, and you know, But it would be something, I mean, when it comes to actually like pushing the leftist switch, I mean, MS now like one of the things still like really hate them for doing was when they got rid of Mehdi Hassan back in 2024 because he was pushing back on the narratives regarding the genocide in Gaza that's being carried out by Israel.
Yeah.
And he was excellent. He was the best fucking guy on that
Right.
network. But he now he does his own thing with
I know.
Zateo, and
Vizateo, yeah.
he does fucking great
He
work.
does great work, yeah. No, Mehdi
Yeah,
Hassan is
and he's a
might be the
maverick.
best
He's all over Twitter.
might be the best professionally trained leftist journalist out there
Yeah,
because Kyle like, you
he's
know, Kyle is
he
just
just
like
flies off the handle. I mean,
yeah, he's too foul mouthed. He's not like, he wouldn't be good for network TV. You know what
No,
I
of
mean? Like
course.
Mehdi Hassan, Sam Cedar, Crystal Ball, they could all do network TV stuff.
Yes.
Kalinsky, you need to Crystal would need to take him to therapy or
Put my
something.
list.
And yeah,
Put my leash. Yeah.
yeah, or just get him to be like, dude, these are 10 words you can't use anymore. Like, just make your shit work without these.
I mean, he's stuck to the same formula for years now.
Yeah, and it's worked
I
for him.
big
I
time.
think YouTube
I'm
is
sure
YouTube is perfect for him. YouTube is perfect for
big
him.
time. Yeah, I
Yeah.
completely agree. But like, I don't like them that much. Like, pretty much, I never really watched them. But people like David Pakman and Brian Tyler Cohen would be
Oh
good for that
God.
kind of thing. You know,
Fuck
maybe
them.
even, yeah,
No.
yeah.
I can't do David Pakman or Brian Tyler. Didn't they both
No,
get
yeah.
caught with the Russia shit? Not Russia
No,
shit.
it was
The influencer thing. What was it?
what was it called? Um,
Chorus.
Chorus. That's what it was. Yeah, taking money from them
Yeah,
to
I feel left
pro
out. Why
Democrat.
didn't we get proposition for that?
Well, because we don't show for the Democrats like they do,
Yeah.
and they never bring up
Yeah, I
Israel.
mean the core of our show is like I'm gonna hate on conservatism, you're gonna hate on the liberalism, and we're gonna ping off of each other, and that's kind
Yeah,
of the nature of this beast. For those of you just joining us, this is Left Coast Live, and we are talking about all sorts of shit. But if you haven't subscribed, please do so. Probably gonna wrap up soon, but
yeah. Actually,
yeah. What I mean,
misnamed
it's just like yeah,
stream.
like why don't we react actually to speaking of guys who should have their own show? Let's finish the show reacting to this. It's Mike Figueredo's most recent work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did
I
this
am
do this
doing a
job?
second breaking news video today.
Yep.
Just know that I
Everything
am
was
so
it.
sorry for spamming your subscription feed. I try not to abuse the subscription box, but this is really important. I think that I couldn't just leave it where we were earlier this day. We have an important update that I wanted to
For
talk
real.
about. So Donald Trump has called off his threat of genocide in Iran, or I should say he hasn't
Yeah.
called it off per se. He postponed it by 2 weeks, and he put out this really long,
Yeah.
meandering tweet on Truth Social where it seems like he's laying out the framework of what appears to be a potential ceasefire. I don't know. Let's read it and then we'll parse it out together. So he writes, based on conversations with Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif and Field Marshal Asim Munir of Pakistan, and wherein they requested that I hold off the destructive force being sent tonight to Iran, and subject to the Islamic Republic of Iran agreeing to the complete, immediate, and safe opening of the Strait of Hormuz, I agree to suspend the bombing and attack of Iran for a period of 2 weeks. This will be a double-sided ceasefire. The reason for doing so is that we have already met and exceeded all military objectives and are very far along with the definitive agreement concerning long-term peace with Iran and peace in the Middle East. We received a 10-point proposal from Iran and believe it is a workable basis on which to negotiate. Almost all of the various points of past contention have been agreed to between the United States and Iran, but a 2-week period will allow the agreement to be finalized and consummated. On behalf of the United States of America as president, and also representing the countries of the Middle East, it is an honor to have this long-term problem close to resolution. Thank you for
pause
your
there real
attention
quick?
to this matter. So there's a lot to digest here, but I'm not going to bury the lead, and I'll just say I am thankful that he chose to not follow through with his insane, unhinged threat.
Yeah, he
because
surrendered.
him not killing an entire civilization of people is objectively good. With that being said, I hope nobody applauds him for this, even though Republicans will. I hope nobody's like, hey, good job. You chose to not press the big red button, because he still crossed the line, regardless of the outcome. He still crossed the fucking line by
Yeah.
threatening to basically nuke Iran. I mean, it really feels like what he said there was a threat of nuclear annihilation, because when you attack their desalination plants, their
Yeah.
fossil fuel facilities and whatnot, that's war crimes, yes, but like it's more of a slow death. If you're saying they're gonna die tonight,
well, the
that
thing
to me
is,
says
yeah.
you're going for something much bigger,
Yeah.
like nuclear annihilation. So I feel like, regardless
Yeah.
of what ultimately comes of this, maybe he was using it as a negotiating tactic, maybe it was market manipulation. I don't care. He has to be removed. It is not acceptable for the
Yeah.
president of the United States to threaten genocide. To just publicly say an entire civilization is going to die tonight. It's not acceptable for America, and the international community should not accept this. They need to punish the United States for what they did. They could use the carrot, they could use the stick, they could scold Donald Trump, they could threaten sanctions or boycotts. Either way, action needs to be taken, because if you allow a madman to do this, then you are setting a very dangerous precedent, because maybe he backs away right now.
Bingo.
It's Taco Tuesday. He chickened out. Good. I'm glad that he did. But what happens next time? Or the time after that? There's going to come a time
Two
where he
weeks,
does
we're gonna be in
something
the same
that
spot
is
in 2
unspeakable.
weeks.
And I'm saying that as if he hasn't already committed war crimes. He
Maybe.
bombed a fucking school. Israel bombed a synagogue. I mean,
So here,
Because
so here's the
Israel
thing,
wants
right?
it.
So
Because
yeah,
Israel wants it.
that is the wild card in this situation. Yes, and also the thing is too, he Trump said in that post, like, we accept the deal that Iran proposed, the 10-point deal, and we should actually find that deal if it's on Twitter or something. It it lists out like a bunch of stuff that, like, if the United States actually fulfilled and like uh basically fulfilled the terms of this deal, it would be just humiliating for the United States and Donald Trump. Um, but like when he says within throughout the next couple weeks, these next 2 weeks, the agreement is going to be finalized and consummated. It's like, I think this is like a serious thing, especially with Pakistan brokering the deal and all the talks taking place in Islamabad. This might actually just be Trump admitting defeat and like essentially surrendering to Iran, and Iran's acting like it. That's exactly what they think this is. That's how they're acting. That's how they're behaving right now. That's what um they're telling their people. And like, fuck, I would be too. It's like, if the United States turns back on this deal, then it there's it's the point of no return. This was the off ramp, and I think this entire time Trump wanted to take it. I don't see how he would want to jeopardize it by basically resuming hostilities 2 weeks from now and being back, like, essentially back in the exact same place as we are, as we were earlier today. Fucking strikes going back and forth because they never
Yeah.
stopped. Like
Yeah.
fucking 5 weeks straight, back and forth, and because Trump even admitted, according to insiders, that he was getting bored of Iran.
Right.
He didn't think that. I mean, nobody in his circle thought, because they're all fucking stupid and don't listen to the experts, that they didn't think that Iran was going to resist. They think it was going to be a lot easier. They didn't expect the strait to be closed. They didn't expect this much resistance.
Right.
They thought this
Yeah.
would be a lot easier, and um, now that they actually have been humbled, maybe, possibly, who knows? It would be the dumbest thing in the world to resume hostilities, unless Israel is that fucking desperate for it and does enough arm twisting. Which,
Yeah.
who knows? Now, I mean, maybe now we can all get back to talking about the Epstein files.
Yeah. Yeah. That'd be nice.
Yeah.
All right. I think we can probably, unless you got anything else you want to cover, I think we can probably,
I think that's pretty much it.
wrap that up. All right. Thank you guys for joining us.
Yeah.
I am Deter McBusiness. He is Stat Pat Stateless Patriot, reminding you that you don't get changed in America by asking nicely. Thank you for tuning in tonight, and we will see you next time.
Thank you guys. Sleep soundly tonight. Have a good one.